WiggleCulture here. Working on the very top part of my garden up by the road here. So here's the road and the top of my garden. So what I've done, I had old hay in here and it had poly netting in it and all that. So I scraped all the top off and dumped it over there. And I'll sift through that and get the dirt back out of it. Take all the roots and grass and all that out of it. There's some good black dirt in there underneath all of that. So I scraped it. I also scraped it over here. Wow, that was an impressive car. So this is some of my fertility, that old manure and hay and stuff that's been piled up. I scraped it off. You could achieve the same as me, as you could use tarps, or you could put it under wood chips for hay. But I'm late in the season. I'm trying to get my warm season crops in. This is all fenced in, and I want to start taking the water out of that ditch and bringing it into my garden. The water flows down that depression there, this side of that phone box. So I'm going to fill that depression in. I'm going to bring the water in over here. So I'm going to put in my beds cross contour, hills and valleys, swales and terraces, whatever you want to call it. High and low, water, and then the hills that don't get wet. Just mounds of dirt. So I'm going to cut into that ditch over there and just start putting my grow beds, shaping them up, and I'll show you that as I do it. But what I'm doing is, this isn't really quite subsoil. It is in some places. There's still some fertility in here. I'm just going to till it all up as deep as I can. I am hitting gravel down there, old wash off from that road, so it's real gravelly. So I don't need to get real deep. It's going to go down until I start bouncing off the gravel. And then I'll know I'm deep enough. So I'm going to loosen all this dirt up, and then I'm just going to rake it into piles. And then I'll add my fertility back to the top, and then I'll put wood chips in between. So this is how I'm going to do my permaculture beds, with really essentially nothing more than a tiller. I did use my loader to scrape the top off, but it's just a matter of I have the equipment, I'm saving time. Wouldn't have to be done that way. And I was pretty much just trying to get the grass out of here. As I start shaping these up, I'll keep you updated and show you what it looks like. We're going to try to get some sunflowers, cucumbers. I got some Russian Mammoth sunflowers I'm going to try to put in, and then I'll put the cucumbers in between to just climb right up them. And then I might put some edible gourd along the fence. I have some hops I might put along the fence there, something like that. So it's going to be pretty dry up here. Most of the time when it rains, it's going to get a good soaking, but that water is going to make its way down this way pretty quickly. This is how I'm going to, it's a little miniature version of how I do my hills and valleys. So I'll get this all tilled up. Oh yeah, I did run a weed eater around the edges to try to beat back some of that grass to help the tiller. It doesn't like all that stemmy stuff. And then I will come in with hay or wood chips along the edge of the fence and try to choke the grass from climbing back in. So the walkways will be where the water runs, and then the hills will be the grow beds. And that up there is a little, I couldn't quite get my loader up in there, so that's where that little high spot out by the road is. I'll till that up really well, that way I can move all that dirt. So I'll update you tomorrow. Well, I got it finished before dark. Along this gate, I went ahead and tilled it up. I'm going to move the loose dirt around and get some bricks under that gate, because I've been getting dogs getting in here, chickens getting in here, right under this uneven gate. So I'm going to put some bricks in and then put some gravel in on top of it to stop anything from getting in here and to make a nice gate. So the soil ranges from really, really nice. This was where the old leaf mold pile was, leaf compost. Really looks good. I did hit a little topsoil there. You see that kind of whitish gray? That was just the very top of the core of that bed. There's a little topsoil in there holding it all together. So that's kind of the anatomy of this bed. Clay core, and then all the stuff just piled on top of it. So over here to the left, where it's lighter colored, it was like a parking lot. Rototiller was just bouncing off. I really didn't get in there very much at all. I didn't try. So I just loosened what I could with ease, because that kind of gives me my base height for the bottom of my ditch. So when I take whatever's loose off of that, that'll be where I can start working my ditches. I'll know that's my level. So I'll just move the loose stuff into piles and leave the hard stuff as the walkway. But then we'll fix that up with piles of wood chips. So this whole thing, we've taken it down a few inches. We're going to build it up. It's even going to be higher than it was before. and lower. The lower part will be for the water, the higher part will be the beds absorbing the water. So the only thing I'll use on this is a rake and the rototiller. I'm not counting the loader, even though that helped me a lot. You wouldn't have to have that loader. You could just till up all your grass, kill it, sheet mulch it out, whatever, before you do this. Like I said, I was just trying to save time. So I'm going to shape these beds up. I'll get my water coming in from that ditch over there. And the other ditch to the right I was telling you about, the existing ditch, I can just fill in maybe halfway. I'll just do what I have to do to maybe get the water to spill equally between these ditches. This is slightly uphill, but if I adjust my height just right, all the water that was flowing there, I'll be able to take some here. I don't want to bring too much in. I just want to bring enough to help this upper part of the garden without flooding out the bottom where I'm getting plenty of water already. So we'll see how it works out. But I think you'll find it interesting. The grow beds are going to run parallel to the road. And they're kind of just going to go back and forth. The water is going to just kind of meander around each one back and forth. And then I am going to leave that's a 6-foot gate. This is a much bigger gate, but I'm going to leave a 6-foot road basically through here. Probably put in a pipe to let the water from this section over to here. So this is the low spot over next to the gate, so the pipe will be over here by the gate running over to this ditch. That'll be my last ditch effort before the road, which will all just be wood chips. But then I could bring my wagon, bought a dump trailer. I'm fixing my old mower, riding mower, and I'll use that to help me move good amounts of stuff in and out of this garden, because there's just not enough room to maneuver that loader. And even a pickup's kind of tight through here, so getting that riding mower fixed and using that trailer is going to be a really good thing. But we should get this. We'll probably be planting in this tomorrow, if all goes well, unless we get rain or something. So I'm going to do a little shaping tonight, and I'll check back in with you in the morning. I'm talking to the video camera.